Today I'll be trying out the Wonderland notebook. This is a Tomoe River A5 sized notebook from an Etsy shop that I will link down below if you're interested. This comes in a plastic sleeve and I'm just gonna unwrap it now. This is 52 GSM Tomoe River Paper. So as you can see, it's by Wonderland 222. They have 2 pages of index. Then it actually goes into the daily journal and it's actually numbered, so you might think that's very helpful. It's a grid section. It has a spot for the date, and it also has numbers for you to actually plan out your day, which I think is very nice. So this is 52 GSM white Tomoe River paper. So it's like very thin, which is some people's preference with Tomoe River. And it has 365 pages, not including, oh, that's nice. There's like a little ribbon too to keep your place. And please ignore my inky fingers. I swear every time I clean or re-ink my fountain pens, that's when I film. So as you can see, Tomoe River paper is very thin. I don't know if you can see that, but you can see the bookmark ribbon through the actual paper. So it is so this is really, really nice for bullet journaling or planning, because it has a key, it has an index, so, and every single page is numbered. So honestly, that seems really, really nice. I don't really know what I would use that for though, because I mostly just write. I don't really feel like I need a key or an index for what my uses for this journal are gonna be. But let's just try out some of my inks and pens on this Tomoe River paper notebook just to see how it performs. I am worried about the bleed through, so I think I might cover this with something like a sheet of paper. I think I'm most excited about how the sheen effects will look on this journal, so I am going to try that out first. This is the Majestic Blue ink by Diamine. And I'm actually going to be dip testing it since I actually cleaned out my Waterman. It's not inked up right now. So let's see how this performs, because I've never actually dip tested this Waterman before. You can already see the sheen on the M and the J and the A. So that's exciting. And also, Tomoe River paper is definitely much smoother than most different papers that I've tried, if not all. I have heard that Tomoe River paper is actually undergoing a transition. They're actually changing the way that they manufacture their 52 GSM paper, I believe, but it will keep all of the different properties for fountain pens, but the actual texture of the paper will be different. I heard that it's supposed to be a little bit rougher of a texture. So as you can see now, the ink is basically fully dried and you can see a lot of sheen. This is the most sheen that I've ever gotten writing with this ink. Basically every single letter is sheening. Sheet papers almost never show sheen at all because it just absorbs all of it. Something about this notebook I forgot to mention is that it lays flat, which is very nice. People who like to keep notebooks, that's definitely a big perk and a big thing to look at when you're writing with notebooks, just because it's a lot easier to write on these sides of the notebook. But let's see the bleed through. So wow, okay, so there's no bleed through at all, even though the paper is so thin, but there is a lot of ghosting, which of course was gonna be the case. This is a broad nib, I believe. It's the large. This is Diamine Autumn Oak. Diamine, I'm sorry, I still don't know how to pronounce it. As you can see, the shading properties are incredible. I'm gonna let that dry and then I'll show you a closer up of what that looks like. But I did make a video showing the properties of Diamine Autumn Oak, so if you would like to see that video, you can also check that out. So as you can see, there are many places where it shades from a lighter orange all the way to a red. It's definitely more visible in print or in all caps than it is in cursive, which is just how I found that most shading inks are. As you can see, this is a Diamine Red Dragon. And actually, the Red Dragon shows some shading as well, even in this extra fine nib, which I'm very surprised about. I think you can see that. There definitely is some shading from the brighter red to a deeper red, especially on the Red Dragon Diamine. You can see where the ink pooled. I haven't really gotten much shading off of Red Dragon, so I'm surprised. I'm gonna try Diamine Imperial Purple because that is also one of my only sheening inks. And I'm actually quite surprised with this paper right now because I mostly just expected the sheening inks to look better. I didn't really expect it to bring out much more shading on the other inks as well, so I'm very pleasantly surprised about that. It's a really, really beautiful shade of purple. I'm just going to let that dry. I'm gonna try to not smear that while I write this ink. Actually, this is a custom mix because I got bored of just using the Karkos ink every single day, and it was a little too bright for my daily notes, so I mixed in a little bit of Red Dragon actually. So let me just show you how this looks. As you can see, the ink has quite a lot of shading actually. I'm pretty surprised by that. Actually, no, this ink always has a decent amount of shading, but this is even more than usual. I added an eye there that's not supposed to be there. Please ignore that. So this has definitely been my daily driver as of late. Basically the only pen I've been using because I'm trying to finish up this ink and I thought it writes really well in this pen. I only use the Hongdian whenever I need a smaller nib for drawing any graphs or things like that, but this has been my go-to. I would just like to show you my bottle of ink because I'm very proud that I finished this up in just the last couple of days, honestly, that I uploaded the calligraphy video. So I'm pretty proud. It's because I write so much and I've basically limited myself to writing with this TWSBI with this Karkos ink. So it looks like I'm on track to finish it within at least the next week. So I'm super stoked about that. I'm so surprised. There's actually gold sheen on the Imperial purple. I've never gotten that to sheen on any paper before. That really looks so gorgeous. Wow, even in the Diamine, you can see the gold sheen in quite a lot of the letters actually. And with the Sheaffer and the medium, you can definitely see the gold sheen in every single letter. I think it definitely helped that I used a medium calligraphy nib, the medium italic nib that comes with the Sheaffer No Nonsense, because those are inky and also that's a very fat nib. Wow, look at that. I think that's really gorgeous. Let me write in the medium nib for this TWSBI Eco. I forgot to say that. Wow, the shading effects on all of these inks is also really nice. So there isn't much shading on the Majestic Blue or the Imperial Purple, which is understandable, especially because those are sheening inks. The Red Dragon definitely doesn't have too much shading either. I think if I used it in a fatter nib, it might have some more shading, but on general basis, it doesn't show much shading from what I've seen. But the thing I'm surprised about is this. This is the Karkos ink and it has so much shading and it's an ink from AliExpress. So I'm very impressed by that. And I really love all of these inks on the page. So let me show the back of the page. As you can see, there has been absolutely no bleed through whatsoever, but there is a lot of ghosting. Honestly, just the fact that there's no bleed through is so amazing to me because I use a Sheaffer medium italic nib, which is almost like a double to triple broad from what I've seen. And there is absolutely no bleed through at all, and it was very inky. So I am very impressed with this notebook. I really enjoy it. I'm so excited to use it. Honestly, I don't know exactly what I'm gonna use it for yet. Probably just as a daily journal. But I have a feeling I want to make this look really nice because it is Tomoe River Paper. But yes, I really love how this looks so much. I'm so shocked about the shading, or about the sheen. That makes me want to buy more sheening inks. Actually, I've been wanting to buy more sheening inks for a while, but it really makes me want to play around with them on this, in this notebook. So I'm so excited about using this notebook. I hope you enjoyed this video and I could help a little bit. Thanks for watching. Bye.